What's going on, YouTube? Tom here, once again, back in the old Daily Driver Tacoma. Today's video is about some more truck stuff. Now, unfortunately, I can't really take you all driving just because the weather is horrible today. And unfortunately, that means the crazies are out in full force. People in Florida cannot drive even the slightest bit of rain. It's like they forget how to drive. So, I don't want to really hazard going out on the road while trying to film a video. I can do one, but I can't do both. It's kind of impossible. But, can't really zoom in. The good old Mustang over in the distance. It is, in fact, getting a mod. I went ahead and right after that last video was filmed, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on ordering the mod. One of the two I said I was looking at doing. Now, it's the one that's not currently done to the Tacoma, but you all have to wait and see exactly what that is, because it is subtle. I'll just give you all one more hint. It's not to add power. I know some people said, oh, it's going to be a cold air intake. No, not right now. Those are a little bit on the pricey side for what I want. Most of the good ones require a tune. But, weather permitting, that will be the next video I post, is me installing this minor mod. But, onto the topic of today's video. Again, why I'm in the truck, not in the car, and that was, we're talking about trucks again. So Chevy, as most people might know, is releasing an updated Silverado for 2019. Now, Chevy's designers are clearly on something, because, once again, it is the most hideous-looking truck I have seen in years. I thought, man, there's no way they could design an uglier truck anymore. And, man, did they prove me wrong. Now, aside from the looks, drivetrain-wise, it's getting some important updates for drivetrains. So, the big news is they are dropping the V6 engine in favor of a 3-liter inline-6 diesel, a 2.7 inline-4 turbo gas engine, and not quite carryovers, but it is getting the two V8s, the 5.3 and the 6.2. Now, the diesel, plain and simple, it's just a standard turbo diesel. I'm sure it's going to have all sorts of diesel technology, like the high-pressure common rail, kind of like the Duramax. Not really sure on specs on that. Nothing really has come out about that. The two gas V8 engines are getting, instead of active fuel management, they're going to get a new system known as dynamic fuel management, which means it's not really going to shut down a set number of cylinders. The current active fuel management shuts down 4 cylinders constantly. So you're either running 4 or 8. Some people have, I think some systems similar to that, like the Dodge system, which is on the Ram 1500 and also the Challenger and Charger, it shuts down, I believe that's 4, 6, or 8. I could be wrong on that. But Chevy doesn't really do a set, doesn't really do the multiple variants like that. It's kind of 4 or 8. Or in the case of the V6, 4 or 6. So dynamic fuel management, what that does is it shuts down as a varying number. Basically, it can go on 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 down. Supposedly, you can go all the way down to 1 cylinder, which I doubt that's going to happen. That might be like at idle. I don't know how that's going to work. Not really a whole lot of information has been passed along with that, but I'm curious because I want to know how any of this is going to work when this truck comes out. Of course, the big problem I have with it is it's probably going to be unreliable in the first couple of years just because new systems come out, they're known to have problems. Personally, if I were in the market for a truck in the next couple of years, I would wait until Chevy let them get all their recalls done, if there's even going to be any recalls. I'm not trying to sound like I'm anti-Chevy or anything, but known fact, look at the 2016 Tacoma. When it came out, it had 1 million recalls, and now they're fine again, but it took them getting through recalls. So, I would be on the lookout for that, but kind of the big news, in my opinion, is, and actually the whole purpose of this video was the 4-cylinder. Now, I gotta say this, I own a 4-cylinder Tacoma, and I love it. It gets me where I need to go, but it's slow. if I were going to get another Tacoma, unless they come out with a better 4-cylinder option, I'm going to get a V6. Now, compacts, you can get away with a 4-cylinder. Not many people buy them. I've heard plenty of people say something along the lines of, I don't know how you get away with a 4-cylinder truck. And the answer is, I'm just never in a hurry when I drive the truck, which, because we all know, is false. I'm actually always in a hurry, especially when I'm in the truck. I'm flogging this truck nonstop. But, you know, the truck's not that heavy. It's, 3,700 pounds, I believe, is what this truck weighs, which, conveniently, that's actually not only about 100 pounds heavier than my V8 Mustang. So it's not really got a lot of weight to push around, and plus, I never haul that much. Now, the full-size market is a lot different. That's people who are either A, they're buying the truck for work, so they need a lot of power, or they're the people buying trucks because they swear up and down how big they need to be, and they're the ones that are going to tell you they need displacement. They need a V8, even though they never haul anything either. So, the perception I see is a lot of people are going to stay away from it just because they're going to see, well, 2.7, that's small. I'm not going to get that. I'm going to go get one of the V8s. Or they're going to get the diesel. So, that right there, I think, is going to hurt the sales. That perception of having such a small engine. The other thing I see hurting it is, being a turbocharged engine, it's not going to feel like it's 300 horsepower that they rate it at. It's actually rated, I believe, 310 horsepower and 345 pound-feet of torque, which they have pointed out is actually more than the old 4.8 V8 that they replaced in 2013. So, that was the last year you could get that old V8. This 4-cylinder now has more power than that. But the V8 feels like a V8. 4-cylinder is going to feel like a 4-cylinder even with a turbo attached. And in fact, the big problem I see then is you're going to get turbo lag. You're going to, step on it, wait, okay, there's the boost, and then you go. And that's the big problem with a turbocharged engine. It doesn't feel as fast as it is. Those who like turbos know that. I mean, all you Honda guys out there, and all the import guys, your Supras especially, wait, turbo lag, you're like, okay, spool, boost, shift. It's like you got all that power in the top end. Problem is with a truck is now you're going to have that same situation. Now, that being said, they haven't really released any specs on this turbocharger yet, but assuming it's going to be a pretty good turbocharger, it's probably going to be I believe it's the variable vane turbo. It's going to have all of the variable geometry, some form of advanced computer-controlled wastegate. So it's not going to be, some just really dumb design turbo. It's going to be a really nice turbo. Just going off of what we already know about things like the Turbo Camaro, it's probably going to be similar to that. If anything, this sounds like a scaled-up version of that motor. So, I don't see it getting to be bad in technology, but turbo lag is a thing. And people who want trucks aren't going to want that. So then, being a truck is when you do put a load in it, you're going to run into the same situation that the Ford EcoBoost runs into. One, you got turbo lag, so you're always going to be harder in it, especially when hauling a load. You're going to have that even more. Second, when it comes down to it, then you're going to have such things as not only the turbo lag, but then your gas mileage in boost is awful. EcoBoost motors, when you basically put those in sort of the tow haul mode, you're more likely to stay in boost, which problem there is that limits your gas mileage. So any savings of fuel essentially goes to zero when pulling a load. So, personally, that to me is going to limit its appeal. Plus, being a turbocharged motor instead of a naturally aspirated motor, I see the price coming up a little bit for this, base model Silverado. And to me, that's going to hurt it a lot, just because people who wanted a base, it might even be in a situation where a V8 might not be that much more, and most people just go for a V8. Me personally, if I was going to get a Silverado, I would definitely go for a V8. If I'm going to spend the money on a full-size truck, I want 8 cylinders. Or at least a Ford EcoBoost, the 3.5 EcoBoost. If it were me. Actually, then again, me knowing myself, I'd probably get a Coyote F-150 just so I can park it next to my Coyote Mustang and be like, yeah, I got 2 Coyotes. I don't know if I'd do that. No, I'm not looking to trade my Tacoma in anytime soon. But I personally see this 2.7 Chevy being more limited to fleet customers, which might even be what they're going for. Rental cars and fleets. But overall, I don't think it's going to be a bad design. It's just the appeal inherently is going to be limited. But that being said, it is the same displacement as Ford's base EcoBoost, the 2.7 F-150. So now you got Chevy and Ford are both doing 2.7 full-size trucks, and of course the Tacoma comes standard with a 2.7. I'm seeing a trend here. It's like that's kind of the smallest you can go on a truck anymore. But that being said, I just wanted to clarify, yeah, I'm not really like a Chevy hater or anything. Hope no one takes that the wrong way. Just because I own a Ford does not mean I'm a Chevy hater. I also own a Toyota. So I do like my imports. Sometimes. And I'm still kind of considering a Chevy project vehicle. As soon as I get the space to put it, I definitely want a Chevy project. I've actually got a truck picked out that I really want. Though, knowingly, by the time I probably get the space, it'll probably be sold, but it was, spoke to me, though. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you think about all that. What are you all's opinions of this new 2.7 Chevy Silverado? Do you think it's going to be worth buying, or do you think it's going to be a flop for Chevy? How many of you all are going to miss the V6 Silverado? It's the big question. Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. Like I said, Mustang mod coming. Also, we're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. I can't thank you all enough in advance for that. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Take care. Have a good day.